All right, Bailey, it's good to see you again. Thanks for coming in to pick up your study foods. I was reviewing your adherence log before you came in, and I noticed that there's some days where you may not be able to eat or you're not eating all of your study foods. So I appreciate you letting us know that because that's helpful information for us to have. But I'd love to hear from you more about that and tell me what's going on with your meal plans and your diet.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess when I started this meal plan, it makes me feel really full. It's a bit heavier than my other one, and I guess around later in the day, sort of around lunch and after lunch, I'm just too full. And so sometimes with my dinner, I'll just eat half of it, and I'll just eat whatever is my favorite food and just kind of throw the rest of it away.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so it's later in the day, and sort of those dinner meals where you're feeling really full and you're just not able to eat at all.
Yeah, pretty much. And I'll still eat. I just don't eat all of it.
Mm-hmm. And kind of pick and choose the parts of it that you like.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Which, I totally get. That makes sense, right? To like eat the things that you enjoy and leave the other things behind. One thing, this comes up with a lot of participants. One thing I want to point out from the study's perspective, which may seem kind of an unusual thing, we'd actually prefer when you're feeling kind of full and you feel like you can't eat all of those study foods, we would really ask that you try to, as best you can, eat some of everything rather than just picking and choosing and only eating certain things from the meal. And I know that seems kind of odd, but the reason is those meals were sort of carefully crafted to include those different ingredients. So from the study's perspective, we'd rather see you eat some of everything than leave some things out entirely.
Okay.
But I recognize that could be a challenge, particularly if you're feeling full. So what are your reactions to that suggestion?
I apologize for not eating all of it, and
fine.
I guess that does make sense. I enjoy the food enough. I just figured I should eat more of it rather than eating, little pieces of everything. So that makes sense. I'm open to doing that, and
Yeah.
I'll be mindful of that in the future.
Yeah, well, thank you, and no reason to apologize. I appreciate you bringing, like letting us know when you fill out the record, accurately reporting what you are and are not eating. That's, again, very helpful for us to think about and to help you with. So the other thing that sometimes can affect when people are feeling, really full or on the flip side, feeling really hungry is if they have changes in their activity. So how does your current activity routine and levels compare to what you would typically do?
It's pretty consistent. I just go on walks every day, and that's what I was doing prior to starting the study. So it hasn't really changed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear. All right. So given this challenge that you're facing with getting hungry, particularly in the dinner meal and later in the day, have you thought about anything you could try with your eating or your routine to help with this challenge that you're facing?
One thing I was thinking about is the snack that I have to eat between, well, I'll usually have it between lunch and dinner. It just feels like a lot. Like, I feel like that's part of the reason I struggle to finish dinner. So the only thing I can think of is maybe not having to eat that.
Okay.
But that's all I really can think of.
So eating that snack between lunch and dinner may be filling you up so that you're less able to eat your dinner.
Yes. Yeah, and I really don't enjoy it, so it would just be nice if I didn't.
Okay. So one solution for you would be to sort of drop that from your daily routine. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's definitely something we can think about.
Okay.
There's some other strategies that other participants have tried that seem to work for some people when they're feeling really full with the study foods. Would you like to hear some of these other suggestions?
Yeah, that'd be great.
So, we already talked about the idea of eating some of everything, even if you're not able to finish the food. The other thing that you could think about, and I'd be interested to hear your thoughts about this idea, would be to, when you're starting to get full with a meal, lunch or dinner, saving some of it and then trying to eat it a little bit later when maybe you're not feeling as full. So you're not eating it all at once, but sort of spreading it out over time. What are your thoughts about that?
But I guess I could, I'd be open to splitting it into 2 episodes. I think that's a good idea.
Okay. So of the things that we've talked about, which of these do you think would work best for you?
Probably omitting the snack would be the best option, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, because it just feels like overkill for me right now. I'm getting too full.
Okay. So should maybe we try that approach over the next few days until you come back in to pick up your next round of food?
Mm-hmm. That'd
Okay.
be great.
Okay. So why don't we give that a shot, and let's see how that addresses the full feeling that you're having later in the day. And
Okay.
if that solves the problem, then that sounds great. Again, though, even if things don't go according to plan and this plan doesn't work the way we hope that it does, we want you to be as honest as you can and as complete as you can in your reporting. So I appreciate the fact that you've been doing that all along, because again, we'd rather know what's actually happening than what you want to happen, right? So we want those records to be as complete and accurate as possible. So if this continues to be a struggle, please report that so that we can continue to work with you to figure out what would work best for you.
Okay, certainly. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, good luck with things, and I'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you.
All right.